Next on our panel, we have Cheryl Emanuel, Community Health Administrator with the Mecklenburg County Health Department. Also, I'll let you know that in 2009, she was inducted into the Women's History Hall of Fame by the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women and the Levine Museum of the New South. And in 2010-2011, North Carolina Health Disparities Fellow with the North Carolina Health and Trust Fund and Duke University Global Institute. So please let's welcome her and hear her opening comments.
First, I'd like to say good evening, and it's an honor to be among the panelists. I'd like to thank the elders in the room, because without you, I would not have this seat this evening. In my 5 minutes or less, what I like to do when you look at health care, instead of looking at numbers and data at the moment, I want to group it in two categories. The first one, I want to reemphasize what the panel say. In this type of economy, if you don't hear anything else I say this evening, it is so important for us to consider to be there for each other. Can you say that with me? Be there for each other. When you think about our healthcare system, it is one today that's very, very fragile. The other box that I want to look at it in is taking care of yourself, taking care of me. When I look around the room, we as women, we are mothers, we're sisters, we are wives, breadwinners in our household. If I lose my job, you know, I don't know where I'll be, because I carry a significant part of the income currently in my household. So one of the things I think how we have to begin in terms of looking at addressing healthcare, when you look at the issues facing our community, of course, diabetes, obesity have become one of the major issues. You still have HIV, STDs, and it's for women, a lot of things we don't do well enough, I don't think, and we have to learn to teach our young girls, is to negotiate our health, our sexuality. So when you look at the big categories of health, there are a lot that is currently happening within our community. When you think about employment for women, particularly in our fragile healthcare system, many of us are not considered the top executive in this county. I think Mecklenburg County has had one health director that's been a female, Betty Snow, and I think she had a short term of being a health director, if I'm correct, Ms. Elder. And so one of the things what I'd like to be able to do towards the evening part of this meeting, on the back table, I didn't place it in chairs, but I have placed a handout, a sheet that says, taking care of yourself, looking at screenings that we as women need to do. When you look at healthcare in Mecklenburg County, I work for the health department, and most individuals think with the health department you can come in for free services. There have been a lot in the media recently with Carolina's healthcare system and Mecklenburg County with the contract agreement. Services have changed over the years in terms of coming into the health department. So the health departments do not provide any free screening. So one of the things that I think our communities and we have to do more is to help our women find a way that they can access resources at no cost or minimal cost. Because many times when we come into the system, we already are coming into the system already with complications. So I want to share this evening. I think tonight we had a great reception. One of the things I like to say as women, what we have to do is to consider, how do we take care of this body that we have? I watch many of you all with 4, 6, 5 pieces of chicken. We have to learn to change it. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, we cannot become the mothers of the next generation. So, and I'm talking to Cheryl as well. I'm going to put her on the spot. I have a hero in this room. Miss Mary, can you stand, please? Give Miss Mary a hand. You won't mind me saying Miss Mary is in her 60s. Miss Mary does not miss a day at boot camp at McCory YMCA. If you ask her now to drop down and give us 20 push-ups, she can give us 20 push-ups. For those of us that have been participating in boot camp, we had no way of keeping up with Miss Mary. For me, as an individual, as a woman, I had to learn to be able to change the way I live. My mother died at age 64. She did everything for everybody else except herself. And I often see myself repeating her behaviors, the stress, the worration. But I realize for all that we talk about, if we do not begin to take care of us, there's nothing else that we can do in terms of a women movement. So I'm going to end it there, and I'll be willing to entertain in a question, because one of the other last comments is for us to be educated. Know what your numbers mean. A lot of times we attend the doctors, but we don't take paper. We take their word. And you have to learn to write it down. Know your facts. Ask questions. So and that's my 5 minutes, and I'm be willing to entertain additional questions. So there are two things I want you to get from my message. It's taking care of you, and we can deal first later with the health care system.
Wow. Thank you so much. So just this week we did a story